What's up, y'all? It's your boy Tobias and welcome back to my channel. As y'all can see, we are back out here at the Vertical Smoker, which means you already know we about to throw down today. As y'all saw by the title, I'm about to show y'all how I make my smoked barbecue ribs. We're gonna do these ribs low and slow. I have the smoker set to 275, which means these should take roughly about 4.5 to 5 hours. So let's get in the kitchen so we can get to cooking. I mean, come on, just looking at the screen alone, you should already want to go on ahead and hit that like button. And while you're at it, hit the subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified, because clearly we are going to be learning a thing or two today about how to make some bomb ribs. So let's get right into it. So these particular ribs that I'm working with today are pork back ribs, aka baby back ribs. I'm using Smithfield, and I'm not gonna lie, I was highly impressed with how nice these ribs looked. You know, sometimes, you know, these prepackaged ribs like this don't always turn out looking the best, but I was thoroughly impressed with how well these looked. So, you know, definitely, you know, you don't want to go too cheap, okay, when you're picking out your ribs, because it's going to matter in the end when they're cooking. Now, let's talk about the style of ribs. So today I'm going to be doing Malcom style ribs. And the reason why it's called Malcom style ribs is because I am doing this based off of a fellow YouTuber whose page is called How to Barbecue Right. His name is Malcom Reed, and he has products named Killer Hog products. He has rubs, seasonings, all kind of things. And so I'm making this in the style in which he does, and I'm using his products today, so I'm very excited about that. What you see me doing right now is pretty much just making sure that my ribs are uniform. Because I'm going to be smoking these, I don't want any areas of the ribs you know, that are too thin to still be there, because all that's going to do is burn and dry out. So you want to make sure you're cutting off any of the areas that, you know, have a little bit too much fat on the end or is a little bit too thin and not even. You want to make sure that they're looking pretty uniform. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm no competition pitmaster, but damn it, I'm going to damn sure do my damnness to make sure that they look like it by the end of it. So a great way to do that is by trimming off any of the uneven areas so that you're already starting off with really nicely shaped ribs. And look at that. I mean, already those look fantastic. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and remove that silver skin from or the membrane from the back of your ribs. Now, depending on the style of ribs that you're working with, sometimes this can be a very easy task. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult. It really just depends. But you simply just want to get yourself a paper towel, and you're just gonna pull it back. Sometimes that skin will come off in one clean swoop, and then sometimes, like what you see right now, it'll be, you know, a little bit of a nuisance. Now, you don't necessarily have to take it off, but for me, I do not like it to stay on. It drives me nuts. I don't like when people leave them on because to me, it kind of just it's a bit of a chewy, rubbery texture by the time you're done smoking them. And I don't like it. So I always just make it a habit to fully take it off. So once again, get yourself a paper towel, get yourself a sharp knife or a butter knife to essentially just get under the first little lip. And then you should be able to literally just pull it off in one clean swoop, which you will see me do here in a few moments. And as you can see, it really is just that simple. I mean, it only really takes maybe a minute or two. Even if it is complicated, it's not that big of a deal. But you want to go ahead and discard that, and now you're going to end up with a beautiful, clean slab of ribs, and that's exactly what we want. I'm going to do the same thing to the next one, and now let's move over to the binder. I'm going to be using mustard. You do not have to use a mustard binder or a binder really at all, but I want to let you guys know right now, your ribs will not, I repeat, will not taste like mustard. I hate mustard. So trust me when I say I would know if these taste like mustard, and they do not. This is nothing more than a simple binder, which simply means that it is going to make sure that all of your dry rub seasoning adheres and does not go falling off. That's all that this is doing. Also, not to mention the vinegar that's in the mustard also slowly starts the whole tenderizing process as well. But you just want to make sure that you're covering all aspects of it, and that's simply it. Now, let's talk about the rubs that we're going to be using. As I mentioned, these are Malcom style ribs, so I'm going to be using his Killer Hogs all-purpose seasoning as the first layer. You know, ribs is all about building layers. Now, this is nothing more than exactly what it is, an all-purpose seasoning. So it has garlic, onion, you know, black pepper, salt, the basics. And you're going to do a light layer of that on the bottom. Now, remember, based on whatever style of ribs, you'll know how heavy of seasoning you need to go. These are very thick, meaty ribs. So, you know, don't be afraid to go in, you know, with a decent amount of seasoning. And next, we're going to top it off with the Killer Hogs, the barbecue rub. Now, this is not only going to give it great taste, but it is going to give it a fantastic coloring at the end. That paprika in there is really going to show out. Now, just be mindful, although I said make sure, you know, you're pretty liberal with the seasoning, just make sure that it's very even. You want to make sure that you have an even coat. You do not want your seasoning to start clumping up, because that's just not going to taste great, and it's also not going to aesthetically look very pleasing. So, you know, make sure that you're covering all aspects of the ribs, but just make sure that it's even. You don't have to worry about going in and rubbing this all over the ribs. That's what the mustard is there for. So just simply go in with your hands and just give it a light little press down, and that seasoning is not going anywhere. You can always add in more seasoning later on, which you will see me doing later on in this video throughout the cooking process. So don't worry, we will be adding in more seasoning as it cooks. I'm going to repeat the exact same process, but I'm not going to sit here and make you guys watch me do that in real time. So again, mustard, all-purpose seasoning, hot barbecue rub, and then that's essentially it. Once you get your ribs fully, you know, seasoned, you're going to put them in the fridge, okay? You're going to put them in the fridge for 30 minutes. Then you're going to take them out for 30 minutes. So altogether, they are going to be resting for 1 full hour. 30 minutes in the fridge, 30 minutes at room temperature. While you're doing that, go on ahead and get your smoker ready to go at 275 so that can be preheated, okay? By then, your ribs should have sweated out beautifully, and it'll be time to get ready to put those bad boys in your smoker. All right, so as y'all can see, these have sweated out really nicely. Like I said, I had them marinating for 1 hour, 30 minutes in the fridge, and then 30 minutes at room temperature. So let's go on ahead and let's get these in our smoker, which is up to temp at 275. So like I said, you know, these ribs are looking, these are nice, y'all. So we're gonna put them in, and you wanna make sure that you fix up the bones, so that way they are smoking and they'll keep the shape that you're putting them in as. So you want to make sure you're giving them nice shape. Make sure you kind of straighten them out a bit. Because whatever shape you put them in as, that's the shape that they're going to come looking out as, if that makes any sense. All right, these are looking good. Let's close it up and let's let them cook. As y'all can see, our smoker is putting out some pretty nice smoke here, which is all good signs. Just to let you guys know, my spritz bottle here is 1 cup of water. I have 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and 2 tablespoons of pineapple juice. Now, I don't like to get in the habit of just spritzing my ribs just to do it. I like to wait until they're actually, you know, almost to the drying out point. So for the first 45 minutes or so, I kind of went ahead and just let it go on its own. I'm going to go in and give it its initial spritz, and then after that, I will only spray it down if and when it needs it. So just keep that in mind, but I just wanted to let y'all know that's what that is for when that time comes. Okay guys, we are at the 1 hour mark. So let's go on ahead and give it its first spritz. They are looking fantastic. And I'm actually going to give it just another light coating of the rub right on top. Not too much, just a little bit. All right, let's get this closed back up. we are at the 2-hour mark, and these ribs are looking fantastic. I think I'm going to give it a light spritz, not too much. They don't really need that much. They're looking great. So I'm going to give it a light spritzing, and then I'm going to close this back up, and let's keep on going. All right, y'all, so I'm going to get this bad boy opened up because we're at the 3-hour mark, so let's see what's going on here. I mean, come on. The bark is coming pretty nicely on these. I mean, they're looking absolutely fabulous. There's a nice bark getting on these. There's not that much moisture. What I want to do now is I'm going to go in and I'm going to check the internal temperature of these. What I want to happen is for these to be at 165. Once they hit 165, I'm going to pull these off, get them wrapped up. So we'll head back in the kitchen, get them wrapped up, put them back in here, and let them go until they're probe tender. So let's check and see what the temperature is so far. Oh yeah, these are ready to come off. Oh yeah. These are reading at about 193, 194. So these are definitely ready to come off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove these. Let's take them back into the kitchen and let's get these bad boys wrapped up. Now, this next step is completely optional. You do not have to do this, but to me, it makes it a true game changer. So you want to make sure that you have some heavy duty aluminum foil. You want 2 pieces, okay? You're going to line the bottom of it with brown sugar. I'm using dark brown sugar. And per slab of ribs, you want to have 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, okay? To that, you're going to go in with some honey. A little bit goes a long way, so don't feel like you have to, you know, go crazy with this. This is essentially just going to create a sugary, buttery goodness bath, okay, that your ribs are going to be laying in, and I'm telling you, it is going to turn your ribs up to a whole nother level. You want to put meat side down on top of the butter. You want to make sure you wrap it up nicely. As you can see, those bones are already starting to poke through, which is all good signs, people. But that's the reason why you want to make sure that you have heavy duty aluminum foil so that it does not rip on you. Once you get those nice and wrapped up, you're going to repeat the process for both of them, and then we're going to head back outside and put them back into the smoker. All right, y'all, now that we got these bad boys wrapped, let's get them back in here. And we're gonna put them meat side down. Close it up. We're gonna let these go for another hour to an hour and a half, or until they're probe tender. And then we're gonna take them out, get them sauced up with a light glaze, put them back in so that that glaze can get nice and sticky, and then it's time to eat. All right, y'all, so I'm back. Okay, so look, I'm actually getting ready to pull the ribs off. We only have 1 hour and 17 minutes left on our 5-hour timer, and these bad boys are reading an internal temperature around 200, and that probe went in like butter. So that means that those ribs are definitely ready to come up out of there. You don't want them to be too fall off the bone. You definitely want it to have a little bit of a bite. So I'm gonna take them out, get them on my cutting board, and then I'll show you guys how I put the glaze on it really quick, and then we'll pop it back in the smoker for maybe about 15-20 minutes, just until we get that glaze nice and sticky, and then we're done. So I'm gonna head over, get them out, get them unwrapped, and then I'll show you guys how I put the barbecue sauce on. These bad boys are piping hot. I mean, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Look at the pullback on that. Do y'all see that? I mean, come on. Come on. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna flip these bad boys over without burning the living hell out of myself. I mean, do y'all see that? Shit, that looks good. Let me get some barbecue sauce. And I'm just gonna go in with a light coating, not too much. Very light. I don't like a lot of barbecue sauce on mine. And then, like I said, I'm gonna just put this right back in the smoker until this barbecue sauce gets nice and sticky and tacky. And however long that takes, I'll let you guys know. And then that's it. It's time to cut these open because, my God, I am starving and my mouth is literally watering. All right, y'all, I'm gonna pop these back in. All right, y'all, so I have let these sit for about 10-15 minutes, and as y'all can see, I mean, these ribs turned out, I mean, absolutely, I mean, come on, y'all. Come on. So I'm ready to cut these bad boys open because I can't take it any longer.
Now, I'm not no professional butcher, so I'm not about to sit here and pretend. Actually, you know what? Let me do it the right way. Let me cut from this back one. Turn it upside down. That way I'm not messing up anything. Do like y'all say to do. So that way I'm not messing up the bones. All right. Are y'all able to see that? Can y'all see that? I mean, the smoke ring looks amazing. Can y'all see that? Look at the smoke ring. I mean, it is... I am so highly impressed with this, I can't even like function. So I'm definitely about to go in for that first bite. So let's go in for the first bite, shall we? All right, y'all, so I'm about to go in for that first bite. I mean, that smoke ring is it. Let's go. First bite. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. I don't think y'all understand. Boy. Fire. Make these damn ribs, okay? These are so bomb. It's gonna take everything in me to not eat more than two, because y'all know I can't really eat more than two of anything nowadays. Thank y'all so much for watching my video today. I hope y'all like what y'all saw. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if y'all want me to keep making more, you know, foods in my smoker, as well as bringing out my griddle soon to start making some smash burgers for y'all, some Philly steak and cheeses. Those are coming up. Once again, thank y'all for sticking around. And as always, y'all keep it grilling. Talk to y'all later.